Sing. The sight of one vanity lives to my mind. My existence is your paradigm, to which I'm drawn. I know I'm gone. Existence is a paragon. Your body is a Venus when you walk. Conversations that happen in your own head underneath the surface of conscious awareness are often far more interesting than the conversations that happen within conscious awareness. That's why I'm uncomfortable. In any case, hello there and welcome to my usual Sky Dailies. I already forgot what I dreamed about. Damn it. It'll come back to me in a moment or two, possibly, but that's a chance probability. Oh no, wait, I just remembered it. Thank fuck. So, in part of my dream last night... Oh, come on. Give me that scrap I meant to put into the trash can and not on the floor. In my dream last night, there was a small section where it's like, we detected light readings from of the sun using an attachment to the side of your boat as you went around and did this other project. And in doing so alongside many others and countless other measuring instruments, we found out that there are actually fucking space whales inside of the sun. And it's just like, I love that idea, brain. So fucking solar whales that just live inside the plasma field of the sun. It's such a lovely little idea of fiction. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. All the different lines of thought and things I dealt with yesterday really did wear me out too much to be able to get my Sky Dailies done last night, so I'm doing them now. And after all, providing feedback while also trying to be genuinely, like, reasonable about that feedback is rather difficult when I'm that emotionally attached. And the conversation I had just a moment ago with someone else, where they pointed out something basic that I had forgotten, ended up chaining off into a whole realization that I finally had the words to discuss, because I've had this realization a long time ago, but I often failed to be able to bring it up and discuss it with other people. Which is the idea that logical logic is just that. Logical logic. It's not the only kind of logic out there. There's emotional logic. There's social logic. There's structural logic. There's economic logic. And these things are recognized in a sense, but when it comes to, like, actually figuring out fallacies that fit from those fields of different perspectives and orientations of subjective logic, logical logic is treated as the be-all end-all, which I think does a disservice to discussions and the depth of conversations in debates. Because sure, logical logic is very, very consistent, But it's not what some territories operate on. You don't see someone bringing up a logical argument and someone emotionally reacting as if that makes sense all the time. You have people who react as if that's the dumbest thing ever because to them it defies their emotional logic and what such a statement would emotionally mean to them. Which then does a disservice to the discussion because if you can't untangle the emotional or social, the internalized social or emotional inherent meanings that one person has with a certain perspective from the actual logical argument, then it doesn't matter how much you try to present a logical argument to them. They're going to disagree with you 10 times out of 10 because you're not addressing the emotional depth of the conversation or the social depth that inspired their current stance. Which is an intersection of psychology and debating that I don't think has really been discussed or considered much before. Because from the outside looking in, from either of the individual fields, it doesn't seem like anything all too important. But when you overlap the two, it suddenly becomes a very key detail that can determine the outcome of entire elections and political understandings. The outcome of an entire political movement. Pattern breaker. Yeah, that's a title I want to hold for the rest of my life. Because by breaking patterns, sometimes we learn new things. It's all about being able to sense when there's a chance to learn something new by breaking a pattern. And if you can't sense those opportunities, then ultimately you're going to waste your time trying to break patterns that don't really need to be broken because their exception has already been figured out and or defined. But that isn't always the case because some pattern breaks only appear relative to one another when the two concepts, territories, or even multiple other concepts and territories overlap with one another. When isolated from each other on their own, such pattern breaks may not even be valid at all. So it's contextually relevant. And thus, you can continue on with the theory of everything exists relative to every other thing, even in the sense of concepts. So boundaries are not necessarily walls, but more of like outlines on a map that can overlap with one another when it comes to fields of understanding. And where two outlines overlap and share space with one another can be considered a mid-space where more nuance and depth can be found from the overlap than by either thing operating individually on its own. But here we are, a living miracle. Also, yes, I do think the dense dork is going to end up hurt, but there's not much I can do about that. I already put in my 2 cents and effort. They're not going to hear me. 40 high above the train. Yeah, last train with the side of line. Nice. Wind, freedom, wisdom. That's what I associate with that color. And they've already knocked all of the crabs over. Damn it. Aww. Alright. A gentle reminder here that for all that my link line here can actually be highly intelligent at times, that does not mean they ever stop being a dumbass. They are not above you or greater than you. They simply have more experience and better affinity for this conceptual territory. And you can probably outpace them in many other territories where they don't have an affinity or much experience in. That is equality through differences, and inequality via similarities. It is exactly because other people will know how to do things that you don't know how to that you cannot afford to dismiss them or consider them lesser than oneself. And even if you are more successful at certain areas of life than them. Because then you lose out on learning opportunities that could help you as a person grow and achieve a fuller sense of self, a fuller quality of life. Same shit, different day. Go astray with the subtle pain. Grab this one and then go for the lower one in a moment. Yep, there you are. I've got you now. You're in my sight. You're mine. Oh, fucker. Didn't make it to my objective off screen. Do you want to know one of the lines of thought that helps keep me in check and from doing dumb things? It's a simple question of, can you erase the impacts of your actions? And unless, or can you act on something and leave no impact? Because if the answer is no in both of those cases, then then it's not that you are able to get away with it. It's simply that you've delayed the amount of time and you've simply increased the amount of time and effort it would take for others to figure out it was you. Thus, you have not gotten away with anything. You've simply delayed the consequences. At which point then, yeah, no, you're kind of screwed if someone actually does decide to take the time or effort to figure that shit out. Which is why I don't think I can get away with anything. Because unless I'm capable of taking actions that leave no impact, outside of like positive impacts, but that's getting into the details of absurdity there. Well, you're gonna find it really difficult to get away with things. You'll delay the inevitable and all of that, but you won't get away with it. You'll just be adding more time to the clock, ticking down on someone figuring out what you did. So it's not worth trying to do dumb shit if you're not willing to take the responsibility for the consequences of that dumb shit. Alright. Shard of light. Shard of memory. Ow! We can try to get away. Interesting position in game. Seeing light in the dead of night. Resistance almost seems satirical, but here we are, a living miracle. Hmm. But here we are, a living miracle. Oh, well. I hope you understand it. Mm. Mm. Oh well. Mm. 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 Ah. There's something spiraling down. You won't find any tears of a clown. I'm sorry, I lost my mind. Can someone help me find it? I feel the pain, but they told me not to mind it. And somewhere out there stranded, and it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I feel the pain, but they told me not to mind it. Lost my mind, can someone out there stranded, and it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Da-da-da-ba-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Hmm. No. I would like to know some of the dense dork's personal truths. I think we could learn a lot from each other. Even if they never return my feelings. Hmm. It's a shame that their pride's probably gonna get in the way of that. I lost my mind, my mind. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I feel the pain, but they told me not to mind it. I lost my mind, it's somewhere out there stranded, and it's a shame, I hope you understand it. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, ba-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I feel the pain, but they told me not to mind it. I lost my mind, it's somewhere out there stranded. And it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. Yep, they understand that they're not the only ones sitting through pain right now. Oh, and I'm spiraling, spiraling down. I say, oh, you won't find any tears of a clown. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I feel the pain, but they told me not to mind it. It's somewhere out there stranded, and it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I felt the shame, but they told me not to mind it. I lost my mind, it's somewhere out there stranded, and it's a pain, but I hope you understand it. Oh, child of the internet. Just how it goes down. There's a clown with the crown, and the sound is loud, so I can't for your sake hear you out. Of our entertainment, if I'm being honest. Don't like the attention, return it to sender. Either return it to sender or stop watching, my dear. Oh. I feel ashamed, but they told me not to mind it. I lost my mind, it's somewhere out there stranded. And it's a pain, but I hope you understand it. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? And it's a shame, but I told you not to mind it. It's somewhere out there stranded, and this the pain, but I hope you understand it. But no, you don't mind it. Matter to you. And so we're both fucking stuck here. You keep avoiding your own grief, and you're going to end up hurting for a long, long time, you know. Because the only reason why I'm still on my own 2 feet is by working through my own grief. And accepting that you won't be here for me until after I die. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I feel ashamed, but they told me not to mind it. I lost my mind, can somewhere out there stranded. And it's a shame, but they told... And it's a pain, but I hope you not to mind it. I hope you understand it. Because that's the one consistency, is that if they are watching these videos, then they are still trying to understand me. Even if they won't be a part of my life. Due to their pride, their insecurity, or whatever the fuck else. It's up to me to move on from that. Because if I don't, I'm going to be ruining my own damn life. I deserve better than that. And if I fail to fight for myself, then that does no help to anyone. So yeah, I'll keep saying goodbye as a million times. I'll keep saying it as many times as I need to get over you, you dense dork. Because I'm not giving up on myself for you. Fuck off. And I don't want you giving up on yourself for me. Rather, I'd rather you confront yourself, face the uncomfortable, and grow instead. Regardless of if it's for me or not. And it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. Just because I can't leave you behind without cutting this overline between us does not mean that I'm not gonna fucking keep trying. Not to be independent, not to be fucking anything special, but because there are people that care about and depend on me being here for myself. If I stay attached to you, then I'm failing them. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? And it's a shame, but they told me not to mind it. I lost my mind, it's somewhere out there stranded. And it's a pain, but I hope you understand it. And it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. After all, the only value this attachment is giving me currently is self-insight and growth. And those are the results of my own effort and work. Ooh. And if you were anyone else, if you weren't so damn important to me, I wouldn't be arguing with you over this stupid final boundary line between the two of us. Because you think that you need to be capable of just not having someone, not being around someone who fucking sets off your nervous system. And that's reasonable, especially if you're wanting to figure it out at your own pace. But if you keep... No, I don't want to say that because that then disrespects... Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating pieces of reality that I can't overwrite or dismiss. Both can be true even if they contradict each other, Brain. You don't need to rely on absolutes. You can rely on relative conflict and how there can still be space between each of the different points. Because the dense dork is rooting for me to give up on them too. Underneath the surface, they're rooting for me to not give a damn about them, so that way they can feel comfortable enough to actually interact with me. But I cannot trust myself around them if they are not willing to confront my insecure side, which will likely pop up afterward, at some point along the way after they come back, if they ever choose to. And so I am not letting this go. I am not letting this boundary line for my own mental and personal health allow me... I'm not letting go of this boundary line in regards to my own mental or personal health because it would destroy us both. So until you can confront in the midst of discomfort, I'll never be yours. Just like how until I can fucking hold in my discomfort for extremely long periods of time without taking mental damage from it, you'll never be mine. We both lost. But you probably don't even see it that way, do you? Chat of the internet. Oh, this cigarette. For every inch in which I give up on that dense dark is another inch in which my own boundaries go up. Another inch of me cutting off access that they barely got the random chance to in the first place. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? And it's a shame, but I told you not to mind it. Yoink. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? You may choose to delay the pain and suffering that you're putting us both through, but I don't. I hope you have a lovely life. Yeah, this is depression. I thought I just watered that. Well, that didn't work out as I wanted it to. Oh, you have to water it multiple times to get the thing. Let me try that. Maybe that's the reason why I'm missing a ticket. Because I've been underdoing this the whole time. I'm not moving the Valentine. I said, ooh, you just how it goes down. There's a clown with a crown and the sound is so loud that I can't for your sake hear you out. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I lost my mind, it's somewhere out there stranded. It's a shame, but I hope you understand it. Alright, let's watch the cutscene again and figure this out. I hope my prediction is wrong. I hope you don't get scapegoated by the group of paranoid people you surrounded yourself with. Can't save you from yourself, so that's about the only warning I'm gonna give. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I feel the pain, but they told me not to mind it. I lost my mind, it's somewhere out there stranded, and it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. Yeah. What was I about to look up? Oh, yeah. Give me a bit. How the fuck? Ah. Mhm. Didn't I already collect that one? Oh, it's time to find... No. I live a life that might be a dream. Yep, I already grabbed that one. Okay. Grab that one. Grabbed that one. Grabbed that one, I think, yeah. That one. Grab that one. Okay, so I'm willing to bet it's that one. Yep, I can see it from here. I can only imagine the community just filling up my comments below with like, hey, you missed this one, it was in plain sight, you forgot about it. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Aww, that's a cute outfit. Mm-hmm. Hmm. It's either weaponized incompetence or genuine incompetence. I can't tell which. Maybe a bit of both? Hmm. If you're not gonna hear me, you overgrown child, then I guess there's nothing I can do. Hmm. Hmm. For a bit of time there were, yeah. That part is over, though. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, well. I still find it very funny and deeply ironic that the dense dork giving up on me is close enough to confrontation that it allows me to actually make progress, even when they haven't actually communicated at all. I consider that a form of like negative progress, because it means they lose access to more of me each and every time. Oh well, if that's what they want, they'll get what they want, I guess. Welcome to the paradox. I've been sitting with it for at least 3 years now. Three years minimum. I don't need to lash out at you, you dense dork. After all, you're mean enough and cruel enough to yourself as is. That in of itself is punishment enough. Or rather, I should say, you're cruel and mean enough to your own emotions and things you don't understand. I don't need to be another person adding on top of that. Somewhere out there stranded, I'm ashamed, but I hope you understand it. Mm -hmm. I lost my mind, my mind. I lost my mind, can someone help me find it? I feel the pain, but they told me not to mind it. Mind it somewhere out there stranded. And it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. Oh. No, that is one point of pettiness I will probably carry forward. It's stupid, but it's honest. Still think I'm not dominant, you bitch? Ah, fucking petty bullshit. Oh yeah, no. Back in when things were early on and it was just hanging out pug up in the roost. That one time the dork got chased into a corner by a bunch of people teasing her. I was still very confused about difference in identities back then, so I'm like, why the fuck are you letting them do this to you? Why have you given them permission and access to that part of you? I don't understand it. Because mentally, I would not give anyone permission or access to that part of myself unless they earned it. After all, that's closer to the back of the brain, to the more vulnerable side of things. And although it is not necessarily free wandering around throughout the mental confines, it is an area of emotional influence. But hey, you do you. Never fully understood you in the first place. Just thought I had an idea. You're the only one who can fully understand herself. And it's a shame, but I hope you understand it. Oh yeah, that's a neat little detail. But I've probably already said it before, so I don't need to say it. Oh. Paradigm shift. I can understand and respect if they choose to keep their people fully charmed. But I feel like that's setting yourself up for failure. Because then they can't call you out on your bullshit. They can't challenge you to actually grow and learn from their own perspectives. And those are opportunities missed that would allow you to avoid things ahead of time by actually learning lessons that you would have otherwise ignored. If you do not have respect for others, then how are you going to find your way forward? Yeah, no, I really do think they're using their charm effect as a crutch these days. Back when they were unaware of it, I think they were more of themselves back then. Or maybe when they didn't feel like they had to rely on it as much. I like the girl I met back then. Because she was honest. She was brave. She was clear even if she spoke silently. Just wish she knew how to hear me in the same way I tried to hear her. Oh well. No rewriting the past or changing who a person is. Just acceptance, grief, and moving on. I'm like, did that crab just charge at me, you bit? The bitch. I want to check to see if the previous Days of Bloom area is active right now or not. Probably not. But I should check the other spots too. Hmm. If I'm really gonna be thorough about this. Hmm. If I were to get a chance to relive through my whole life again, from like a young age all the way up to whenever I fucking died, I think I'd probably try to challenge myself to pull off both doing calculations in my own head and writing them down. So that way I would be A, faster at writing things, as by the time I get older. B, my mistakes would get caught by other people who were willing to point them out and help me grow and learn and to account for why my brain and help me figure out why I made the mistake. So that way I can then prevent it more effectively, while also still challenging myself to complete the math equations in other contexts without actually writing the equation down first, so as to press my mental limits up against the number of things I can hold on to in my mind back when it's still young and malleable. So that way I can hold on to more variables from an early age. Because I did one of those things, but not both of them. Yeah, I'm more attached to the girl I knew than whoever the dense dork currently is. That's the reality. And if they've changed and moved on enough for me to realize they're different people now, then I guess that's a better outcome, isn't it? Hmm. Sure, if I'm right about any of this, which I could be wrong about, let's be real. That would mean that has the potential to then trigger a toxic self-reaction in them internally, where they shame themselves for growing up and moving on. Because they didn't realize that they valued the attachment I had for them. And so they would try to, again, default back to the same problem of pretending instead of being authentic, which would then only drive me further away and reverse the situation. Because it started out with me being the anxious one, and them just being the avoidant one. But when I lose my attachment and genuinely move on for myself, either become someone they aren't capable of recognizing as who they used to know, or they become someone I'm capable of recognizing isn't who I met back then the situation will reverse. That's something I've been aware of for a long time. Reversal, inverse. And such a idea is probably terrifying to them, to the same degree that it is gently thrilling. After all, that would mean that they become the anxious one, which means they lose their own sense of self inside of my identity instead of me getting overly attached and losing my sense of self in their identity. Of which I really don't want to happen in either case, because that then demerits the value of whoever is fucking anxious and leaves them feeling like they're the lesser of two people in a genuine relationship and social dynamic. Just because the dense dork did that to me and left me to sit there with it means I should do the same to them? Oh, I easily could. I easily could. But I don't want to. That's not who I want to be. Because they don't have the same skills I do. And that is equality via differences, inequality via similarities, yet again. Meaning that if I were to be petty on that level, it would be very toxic of me. Yeah, no, when I tripped and fell, I had no plan. Everything that I'm talking about, everything that I've discussed with myself and shared over these recordings is stuff I've built up in the length of time since getting attached. I throw things at the wall, see what fragments survive over the course of time, the measurement of it, and slowly stockpile those fragments to start building together a plan that's actually functional and capable of respecting both people without letting me abandon myself. Because regardless if they like it or not, they did choose me back then. They did choose to let a scrap of their own insecurity show through when they were asking those questions. And it was so fucking difficult to not answer those questions honestly. Because then I wouldn't know where they're starting from. And I'd also have them blindly using me up, blindly trusting my words when it should be a reference point, not an absolute. And putting us both in even deeper emotional danger of hurting each other. After all, I didn't want to take advantage of them. I still don't want to. When I'm in my sane mind. Let me just say the insane mind has gotten an advantage since I took fucking mental damage from getting burned. That was fun. And the only reason why it even has a foothold at all is because it figures by the basic line of logic that if the dense dork didn't want to let me go or didn't think I was capable of leaving, and impulsively and selfishly chose to believe a lie about my own actions that fit with their emotional narrative internally at the time, so as to socially try and trap me into staying dynamically connected with them. That means they didn't want me gone. That means they actually did value me. And that means that they don't get to run. But again, that's the fucking crazy and delusional side. I can't afford to fucking rest on it. I can accept it as part of myself and everything. But it's not all of who I am. It's not who I want to be either. It may be intoxicating and fun, but I still want to make sure it's properly contained and only put to use in healthy ways, rather than letting entire situations spiral out of control because I don't know how to handle it. The only reason why it still has any influence and power, besides that emotional dynamic that I mentioned earlier, is because genuinely there is a fragment of truth within what it's holding on to and saying. What the hell? This is actually still active? Oh no, they've converted it to regular light since they've changed the seasonal ticket light to be different. But it's still a farming spot for other players if they want to collect this kind of light. Interesting. I don't remember all of the areas in which this happened in last time. I can't remember everything, both because it would take a very specific neurological wiring to do so, and I'd rely on it like a crutch. So if I did remember everything, I'd probably still let myself go into a half-remembering mental space so as to both retain social authenticity and also make sure I don't get too conceited on my memory, or don't rely on it blindly, lest lest my skills in other areas become dull. Yeah, I hope they find it too. You can lead my heart astray, become whatever may. Hold you high above frame. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional fucking interaction or energy. Fucking bullshit. After all, you can love someone and want the best for them while also withholding your own energy, time, and space due to not wanting to sacrifice those things for them because they haven't earned them, those parts of you yet. I'd like to waltz through her mind one day, letting her know she's loved and valued, even if she still makes mistakes. Even if I'm still going to have my sharp words and angry mood every now and then. Kiss her on the cheek, get her all blushy and squirmy. Be nice. But that's not an option, because they don't feel the same. And that is the grief I'm struggling with. I don't know who you are watching this, or if you're even anywhere near related to the Dent Store, but I'm left to wonder, what's the grief that you're still struggling with? Because the fear of loss is still binding you to it. The basic idea of human rights is freedom from fear. The next step up for just personal life is freedom from grief. Not to be living without it, but instead to be living and making your own decisions in spite of grief or fear, and still be there for yourself, still be there for the things you feel. If she was actually listening to these, then my previous statement earlier would have probably had her blushing and squealing and squirming internally, trying so hard to deny her feelings, when it's so damn obvious from the outside looking in those small little moments that she steals to herself away from everyone else's eyes. Hell, in these instances of me being able to imagine what she's up to, and if I'm right, describe where she's at without actually knowing what she looks like or what her day's like or anything like that, probably sends a thrill up her spine. Like I'm tracing the outline of her mental image instead of her physical body. Sorry about all of that. That's an indulgence of mine. To those of you who snuck by and saw a fragment of this recording, thank you. To those of you who stuck around and watched a good chunk through, I deeply appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day, good night, whatever time or non-time it is. If it isn't good, you're feeling stuck, lonely, lost, scared, confused, frustrated. Well, I hope that things either improve for you, that the chaos both outside and within stays manageable enough, or at the very least that you're able to find some place to sit, rest, and vent from, without hurting yourself or others if you can help it now, my dears. I appreciate your efforts more than your results, but I'm pretty sure other people appreciate your results more than your efforts. So balance it out, get what little victories you can, and treasure them. Don't compare the little victories to the big victories, because before any big victory is ever made, a million little victories must first be won. With that said, my name is Flicker. I've gotten my Sky Dailies done, so I'll be seeing you all later in the next video, my watchlings. Bye! You adorable dumbasses of humanity.